And we're back. And we are back at the Medeski Stadium. Bit of a change of venue.
Yep.
From Oxford. Quite like it.
It is a lovely venue. Lovely venue. Fantastic ground.
You play here?
No, coached quite a few games here, though. Yeah, coached quite a few games here. Interesting games. I always remember them as basketball games. You know, backwards and forwards and attack and defend. Yeah, but a fantastic stadium. Hopefully they get back in the Premier League.
Or you did say fantastic stadium, but the dugouts...
Yeah, they're just
not at the level.
They're just not as they're like little park, little park dugouts. It's an unbelievable stadium, and I've had an opportunity to do a game on a bench. I've come and watched a few players as well, so I've sat in one of the hierarchy boxes, if you like, which is always nice.
Was that a better box than the one we're in now?
Oh yes, yeah. But that's fine. We'll do this today. That's fine.
I don't want you to be.
But a great venue.
Don't want you to be slumming it in here, but fine. So listen, I thought. I mean, we've just literally come off the back of the Nationals goalkeeping camp. Harrow School, we had 40 kids there. What a great weekend.
Yeah, it was fantastic. It was an unbelievable 3 days. And yeah, it's the sort of camp that just there's so much that goes on, But the biggest thing for me was, the goalies actually all staying. It's a big build up, and obviously, there's so many different styles of camp. But with this one, because the parents don't stay, it's such a build-up. And the minute the parents turn up, it's like, right, what time do they do this? What time do... You're like, just calm. Yeah. They'll be fine. And we'll sort it. It's okay.
So for those that weren't there,
what
was the format?
So we went out in the morning, Friday morning, went out, done a training session first thing in the morning. Come back up, done a massive walk up the hill, which is always fun.
Harrow School, Harrow on the hill.
The
clues in the name.
Yeah, a few didn't know about the hill, but they said Harrow on the hill. But anyway, the big walk up the hill and then into the fantastic dining hall. The food was outstanding.
Unbelievable, wasn't it?
And I think most of the coaches put on at least half a stone.
Yeah. Obviously weren't working hard enough.
No, clearly not. And then we went. After the food, we went in, did a little workshop. A couple of professionals came along, had the opportunity to ask questions. The goalies asked lots and lots of questions. Really good, serious questions. Some silly questions. Some questions that couldn't really be asked. But there was a lot of questions thrown in there.
Who dropped in? What pros dropped in?
We had Sam Sargent from Leighton Orient, Nathan Ashmore from Boreham Wood. We had a couple of FaceTimes with Marcus Bettinelli. At Chelsea, so he was out at the time I was playing Everton, so he's up in Liverpool area. Tried desperately to get the two other goalies on, of which
Chelsea
they were
keepers.
Nearly on there,
Really?
But they had to do their treatments, so they have dinner and then obviously they have treatments after. So, but Marcus was outstanding. The group were a little bit shell shocked with that, I think.
I bet.
And seeing him in the room with his tracksuit and all that on, it was quite surreal for him. And then after lunch, we obviously did the workshop. Then we went back out, done another training session. And then once we'd done that, we'd come back up. They'd have dinner, they'd have a little bit of free time, of which was really interesting to see, actually, because I love seeing the goalies away from the pitch as well, or the Astro, whatever it is called now. I love to see them away from that because you really see you learn a lot about them.
Yeah.
You learn the leaders, you learn the ones that sit back and hold tight and not really let their cards out too early. You see the clowns. There's always a clown within a group. So it's nice to see them in that environment as well. And I think it can help the coaches, without a doubt, to coach them later on in the day. Then going for dinner and then, a little bit more downtime in the evening. But that was day 1 and day 2, and then obviously day 3 was a little bit shorter.
Yeah.
But training, workshops, meeting pros, eating together. And then the big achievement for me, which especially for the younger ones, was all the goalies stayed. I've done something similar to this in the past, and we've had a couple of goalies, late on. Young ones go home, really late. They lose the plot, they start crying, and they just can't get past it. We had a few tears from the coaches, mainly, desperately meaning to go home and get a cuddle. But no, we had a few tears, but they all got through it, which is so good.
I think that. So I arrived on the Saturday morning,
Yeah.
and that was a really interesting thing for me. So I'd had 3 or 4 phone calls with mums. Mums have called me prior to the camp. You know, little Johnny's coming, whatever. He's 8 years old, or she's 8 years old. Never stayed away from home before. What's the environment? What's it going to be like? I'm not quite sure. When I arrived on the Saturday, so that bear in mind the kids had had a day together. Some knew each other, a lot didn't. You could immediately see everybody was comfortable. Everybody already found their mates.
Yeah.
I guess, so they were in groups of between 8 and 10.
Yeah.
So we had 4 groups, 4 coaches. So the ratio was pretty good, 8 to 10 in each group. So I guess they'd got to know the other 7, 8, 9 kids. And you could feel it, which I thought was brilliant. If I was a parent coming in, having had the prior phone call with me, and then coming in Saturday and looking at my child, I'd be well happy. He or she, they're settled, they're good. This is great. I think that's.
Do you know
that was
what,
part of the environment, wasn't it?
I'd learnt that from so many courses that I've done in the past, and so many camps that I've delivered. That let's get the awkwardness out of the way. So the first thing they do is they have to go and speak and find out 2 new things about the people that they don't know, and they'll go up. Some will just sort of make eye contact. Some will sort of look the other way a little bit. But it's that first awkwardness. Let's just break that. It's really boring. Let's just get that out of the way. And then sort of half an hour later, you bring them in again, and there's a similar task. And before you know it, they're breaking these barriers already. Yeah. Rather than, 5 hours later, in Saturday afternoon, we're just sort of getting over. No, let's get over it quick. Let's really get over it quick. So yeah, it's nice to know. And listen, there's a pleasure there when the parents do turn up Saturday morning and you've had them all night, the kids. And there is an ease. They're all just like, yeah, we're here, we're still alive, and we're still really buzzing, love playing in goal. It's a lovely feeling, because the parents can just go, look, we told you it would be fine, they're fine.
Well, I'll tell you one for me, and you can see it. Yeah. So I, on the late Saturday afternoon, went to the groups and gave them all a challenge and said, okay, I want you as a group to come up with a TikTok idea. So that was it. I only want one idea, so you need to collectively come to me with a spokesperson or whatever you want to do and say, right, this is the idea that we want to do. And every single group, and it was the different age groups, created a TikTok for the Glove Glue channel, of which the youngest group, I think we're 2-3 weeks after the camp now, I think it had 300,000 views. So the kids are loving that. It was great. Quite interesting, got to the older group, and, the 15, 16. Yeah. So there were 3 little factions. They were seeing it as Dragon's Den. Yeah. They came and properly pitched to me as a Dragon's Den TikTok pitch. So you could just feel from that they were all relaxed. They were all having great fun. They're all playing off each other. Yeah. They're all collaborating with each other. So they were learning skills in the camp, in my opinion, way over and above just goalkeeping skills. It's all those other elements of being away from home and working as a team and all those little things which maybe you sometimes miss that.
Yeah, but when you look next time we do it, next year we do it, I'm going to record or write down the questions that the parents ask, because then when they go away and the kids are there in the evening on their own, they go and brush their teeth. Yeah, they can go to the toilet on their own. They can go and shower on their own. It's weird. They can do all these things on their own, but then the minute they go back home, we're kind of like, "You're right, brushing your teeth." Yeah, they're fine. Just leave them alone. They're good. And listen, I'm on both sides here. I'm a coach and I'm also a parent. So I do see both sides of it. My kids went away not so long ago and they weren't allowed their phones with them. And as a parent, you're going, well, why? But then when you're running residential camps, you're going, yeah, no phones. Why? Because it's a hell of a lot easier. Yeah. It's so much easier. But just the life skills and, just having to mix with other people, the older guys, the younger guys, boys and girls, it's brilliant. That's probably, I take more pleasure out of that than the actual goalkeeping itself, to learn that you've actually affected the kids in a real positive manner, in terms of life skills. Yeah. So,
and setting all that aside, they had a bloody good time, huh? Was that, as did the coaches. I think there's probably a few little stories that came out during the 3 days.
There was a part of the day. I don't think you wouldn't have. Yeah, you wasn't there because we had to check it all off. We did a fire drill, right? And this, honest to God, was probably
This was
one
the
of
school
funniest
saying
things.
you've got to do a fire.
Yeah, we knew
As part of
before,
the health and safety.
No
fine,
problem.
Yeah.
We've got to do it. And I knew the type of guy. I don't know the guy, but we all knew staff as a coach what sort of guy was gonna come and do this, right? So he goes about an hour before, he goes, right, I'm coming in an hour. Need to make sure that they're all in their rooms. Yeah, fine, yeah, no problem. We've done this before. We've run camps for years, no problem. We get that sorted. Anyway, 5 minutes before, the coaches decided to get the guys in their groups in 4 rooms, of which then one of the coaches, Ryan Huddart, just went, guys, this seems all a little bit fake because we wouldn't be there. They'll all be in their rooms. And we're like, yeah, he's got a fair point. Right, everyone go in their rooms, right? Just go in your own rooms.
Yeah.
They're going, well, it was a big confusion, right? But just go in your own rooms. Anyway, they've all gone in their own rooms. The guys come in. You knew he was going to have a clipboard.
Of course.
If I had £1 million a bet, he's coming in with a clipboard.
Yeah.
He come in with a clipboard. I need all the names, no problem, gone through that, give him the list. And then, obviously the alarm goes off. So as the alarm
Did he have a little,
off,
was it going to happen? I mean, I imagine him with the clipboard and then he was right, we're ready to, because that's just fake.
Do you know what's surreal with it is? That it's kind of like, it's a race, isn't it? So you're going, right, in 5 seconds, when I get to 1, you're going to go and sprint. Well, kind of in a fire situation, we're not getting that warning, you know?
Yeah, exactly.
And it was, anyway, the 5-second countdown, it comes on, all of a sudden, everyone starts shooting out the doors. Of which one kid wanted to stop and ask me a question. So Ryan Huddart taps him on the head and goes, there's no time, there's a fire, get out the building. And I think I asked the kid later and he's like, I've left my socks upstairs, do I need to bring them? Which again then Ryan replies, if there's a fire, you ain't going to be worried about your socks.
Yeah.
But honestly,
so then really quite grasped the concept of...
No. It was way too set up.
So I'm intrigued. So man with clipboard...
Yes. I didn't find his name out, but
did he sort of then rate you? Oh, yes. Well,
yeah.
Very good. You were 7 out of 10 for your fire drill. We need to do another one tomorrow.
He actually said we were the quickest that he's ever seen.
Did he have a stopwatch?
That's because Ryan was literally kicking kids out.
Yeah, but did he have
door.
a stopwatch? Because again,
he had a stopwatch.
Clipboard and stopwatch.
Stopwatch, yeah.
What, do you know what time?
One of them tag. What they called? I learnt this at the camp.
A lanyard.
That's it. Learn something new. 39. Learn something new every day.
He had a lanyard.
He had that one on, yeah.
Clipboard
he had
and
a special one on. He didn't have the ones we had on.
Did he?
He had a special one on.
Did it say fire officer on the...
It had lights on it, flashing.
Oh, nice.
I assume when the fire comes, obviously he's there with the flashing and the board.
Yeah.
Oh, look, it's Mr. Fireman, drill man. Let's go that way. So, it was eventful. I don't know why. We've done these fire drills for years. But for some reason, this one just stood out massively. And just the picture of Ryan just literally kicking kids out of the door to get to their safety point was brilliant. But no, it was well spoke about after. And we just sat him down and said, listen, if that does happen, then we're going to do the same thing. You know, get out.
Yeah.
So
obviously, I missed the fire drill one.
Yeah.
The hill ones were great, though.
The hill ones.
End of the session. Boys are tired.
Yeah.
Right, come on, boys.
Yeah.
Up for tea.
We go. Yeah.
Well, and
it was funny.
It was as if they had Mount Everest in front of them. And it was the whole, well, who's carrying the balls? Well, you carry the balls. No, I kind of know, but what are we doing? Really?
We're a nation of moaners anyway, aren't we? In general. But we're again, it's life skills. We're teaching them early how to moan and how good they can be at moaning. So we weren't even going to stay at the top of the hill. We thought, no, this would be good life skills. Let's get them to the top of the hill so they can moan and work on their moaning skills. But yeah, it was hot, right? It was warm. Let's be honest, it was warm. So after 2 hours of training, it was a challenge. But again, what I loved about it was because they slowed down a little bit, they had to spend more time chatting about general life stuff.
And getting to know each other.
Exactly. And there was no phones, no iPads, no tellies.
And, they were going back. I mean, so we took a house. So the school obviously has lots of different houses where the pupils nearly stay. So we were in Mawson's house. They were going back to really nice accommodation. Yeah. 2 to a room. Some of them had 3 to a room. Yeah. So we're going back to stay in a nice place, have a bit of fun, have a bit of downtime. Yeah. as you said, food was great.
Yeah.
So it wasn't as if they were going back to a scabby dorm where there were 20 to a room and, stinking of been training all day and all that sort of stuff. So
no, the facilities, the facilities were outstanding. They really, really were. But say just to have that walk up there, I think worked in the end, in the long term, it worked in our favour with the coaches.
Do you know the history of that place?
It's crazy.
7 prime ministers.
Yeah.
We went on a guided tour.
Yeah.
Harry Potter was filmed there. I mean, it's just this venue is great. So.
But then Ryan Huddart was kicking the kids out of the door to make sure they were safe. So I don't know if that will go down in history alongside.
Maybe it will. maybe it will.
There's a plaque on the wall of him and his foot. His
Absolutely.
Big foot. But no, I want to mention the coaches, to be fair, because without the coaches, the coaches make camps. They really, really do make it. They make it happen.
So who were they? What's their background?
So we had Stuart Owens. Stewie I've known for a long, long time, lives down in Brighton, runs his own academy down in Brighton, has for many, many years. He's probably, I don't want to say how many years because it might show his age, but I'm gonna go 18 to be safe.
Yeah.
I'm gonna go 18. I'm gonna go 18 years. It's a dodgy one, isn't it? Because they ring up and they go, brilliant, I've got a lovely mention, but you've just put me at like 74 years of age. So
yeah, I don't want to place him, but I was reading something about him, and he was mentioning the likes of Bob Wilson,
that's it,
Joe Corrigan, these guys. Well, I'm 52.
Yeah.
Well, I grew up watching. Yeah, I know. I look good on it, don't I? Thanks. Yeah, I grew up watching those guys.
Yeah.
I mean, might as well have thrown in Ray Clements and Peter Shilton. I mean, our younger listeners, viewers haven't got a clue who we're talking about.
Yeah.
So yeah, okay. Stewie, but brilliant, wasn't he? He was the oldest group.
He was the oldest one, yeah.
Don't know whether that's the easiest or the hardest gig, the 15, 16-year-olds.
Do you know what? There's pros and cons with, you've got a different, there's a lot of different more, older conversations in there. You can then get a few ones that are a little bit more stroppy. Stewie's perfect. Just leave him and he'll deal with them.
I had a load of questions from that group. Really, more about business and... Am I the guy that does the TikTok and what's the business and what's Glove all about? Quite insightful conversations. Really, they were very intrigued with the whole thing, which was quite nice interacting with those guys. Yeah,
they're a good age group, really good age group.
So that was Stewie.
Stewie done that.
Yeah, then we dropped down to...
And then we had... Mitch, second oldest group, Mitch Walker, who I said to yourself and to the parents that we're very, very lucky to have Mitch here because he's still playing. He was at Aldershot last year. Mitch has probably played over 400 games, maybe 500. So I was lucky we had Mitch there just because he's got a big problem with his knees and an operation on his knee. So didn't want him there.
The hill didn't help Mitch either. He was icing his knee at the top of the hill.
He did say to me, "Look, if I'm staying in the house, can I go top floor? Because I want the steps." Mitch is like he's a perfectionist. He's gonna weigh his food. He's really, really professional. Yeah. So he wouldn't have meant that. So yeah, he would have been in a little bit of pain, but that probably done it the world of good for him. But yeah, loved having Mitch there. What a character!
Yeah, he was good.
And then obviously we then went to Ryan Huddart. Who the coaches loved. He's a different kettle of fish, Ryan, completely. Listen, sat on the bench at Arsenal in Champions League. Was at Arsenal for probably 9 years. Went into non-league, played a little bit of non-league, played about 60 games, I think, for Bromley and Boreham Wood. 6'5", just got a really, really funny way about him. Kept the coaches entertained. The coaches started to get a little bit tired. Ryan's in there, he's lifting them up again. But really good, really, really good from Ryan.
Very, very dry. Very
loved him.
Yeah, they did.
Absolutely
dry, sarcastic, sort of ironic.
We're sitting downstairs and it's like, right, we'll, let's meet 20 minutes early and we can go and do something else, for example. So he calls one down and goes, right, Harry, go and tell all your mates that we're going to meet out down here 20 minutes early. Go, come on, quick, hurry up. Of which Harry then runs off laughing his head off, running up the stairs. You can hear his feet going up, trying to tell as many people as he can. But funny enough, the whole house came down 20 minutes early. Yeah. So all the world of like WhatsApps and emails, and you don't need it. Just get Ryan in your business. Let him spread the word.
Yeah. Or Harry, maybe. Maybe every camp needs a Harry.
Yeah, little Harry Payne. And then we had Cavell. I've called him KP for years, but it's Cavell came and joined us. Cavell's I had him at Wickham at under 40, no, less than that, probably under 12 as a goalkeeper. Known him a long, long time, come on a lot of camps I've delivered. He's doing lots of sort of goalkeeping psychology now, goalkeeping mindset work. I think he's in at a pro club at the minute. And just, again, completely different character to Ryan. The kids absolutely love him. And he is phenomenal on camps. He's phenomenal. You know, I try and, as I'm leading the groups, I try and be 15 minutes ahead of everything. So I'm always 15. You can see he's kind of like 7 minutes ahead of everything.
Yeah.
You know, so he's ticking the boxes off. You know, I've picked something up, but he's then behind me to make sure that's been picked up. You know, so he's phenomenal.
He was very excited. So going back to the TikTok challenge, his group, the youngest group, pitched it into me, filmed it, fantastic. 300,000
don't
views.
Surprise me.
KP's loving that.
I did say
it's his first TikTok, so he loved that.
I did say he'd win as well before you started. I definitely
superb.
Said. But no, the coaches, and then Chelsea came to as the physio. She's doing some stuff at Bournemouth at the minute. She was outstanding as well. Like really, really good. She's 1,000,000% coming on next year. She's asked, before I asked her, she's asked me, I want to be on it. So just please let me know the date as soon as possible. But the staff were, the staff are outstanding. And it's a tough call. It's a tough call. You can put the food in place, you can put the hotels and accommodation, you can put all that in place. But the staff are so important, you know?
I think so for me, and we've had feedback forms that went out and have come back already. Great venue, great food, great coaching, great group.
Yeah.
When are we doing it again?
Yes, that's the famous question.
Next year,
we're gonna go exactly the same. We're 99% it's going to be exactly the same date. If it's not,
or the day before, I think it's 3rd, 4th, 5th, as it
yeah.
falls next year, because obviously it's next year. So
the only
Friday 3rd, Saturday 4th, Sunday 5th of August.
That's it.
2023.
23. Yeah. There's a very, very slim chance it may be a week before, like extremely slim, but it's not going to be any further than that.
Well, we've got quite a few that are already signed up.
Yeah.
Which is fantastic.
Yeah.
You know, we're 11 months away.
Yeah.
So a lot that were on this year's have already come back. So.
Yeah, and I think the plans are, I'm kind of a perfectionist with camps. So while I'm on this camp delivering it, I'm going, next year we could add even more and we could do this, this and this.
Yeah.
So there's more in there already. There's more in there. There's a couple more workshops. There's a couple more pros that said, 100%, put us down. We actually heard about it from one of the kids through this kid. That it was outstanding. So there's going to be loads more put in place.
Well, keep listening to the podcast because we'll be talking about it over the next 12 months.
Yep.
We'll be giving more information. If you want to go to thenationals.co.uk, you can find out more about the camp.
Yeah.
And great fun. Keep listening, and we'll tell you more about it. I was Paul Sherratt.
I was Martin Brennan.
That's the Goalkeeping Podcast.